I'm Mike Ornelas, and this is my curation on educational reform for education or for career and technical education, also known as CTE. CTE is an educational sector that's near and dear to my heart. I've worked in vocational career fields all my adult life, and today I want to talk to you about the benefits CTE provides students, our communities, and our nation. And for these reasons, why it is important for continued educational reform to fund this educational sector. Let's dig into the artifacts. This article, found in the Glossary of Education Reform, speaks to the need of educational reform for CTE. CTE advocates argue that career and technical education is an underutilized learning pathway that could help to increase the educational engagement, achievement, and attainment of students who are not excelling in more traditional academic programs. Advocates also point out that CTE programs, they focus on critical thinking, new technologies, real-world settings, hands-on activities, and the application of learning through practical problems, as well as teaching skills that are relevant to all academic subject areas, and that can be applied in educational, career, and civic contexts throughout a student's life. Advocates also argue that career and technical education programs are an antidote to some of the weaknesses of traditional academic programs. But then there's the debate side. And in the US, CTE is often stigmatized, and there's widespread perception that CTE programs provide a lower quality education, or that students who attend such schools or programs are less capable or have lower aspirations. But it's scuttlebutt. There's no concrete evidence that such generalized perceptions and stereotypes are valid. And many studies have shown that students enrolled in CTE programs can and do outperform students in more traditional academic settings. Simply put, CTE puts the pieces together. CTE provides stimulation of critical thinking. It fosters collaboration and communication, engaging in relevant context in order to build 21st century skills. In 2003, secondary CTE and comprehensive school reform, this research was reviewed and examined on the CTE reform efforts to melt CTE with comprehensive secondary school reform. But it found that the intersection was under-researched. But it did reveal the need to re-examine CTE as a standalone means of preparing our nation's youth for the future. This 2013 qualitative inquiry of CTE found that CTE marries academic content with real-world relevance, leading to this article that speaks to rethinking career and technical education. This article revealed that 8 million of America's 15 million high school students participate in a CTE course in a given year. Additionally, 1 in 5 high school students choose to concentrate in a CTE program of study. But this results in an America where employers face a profound skills gap. To address this issue, in July 2019, President Donald Trump signed Perkins 5, Strengthening Career and Technical Education for the 21st Century Act, into law. This was the first legislation Trump signed that made significant change to federal education law itself. This was a watershed moment for his administration, but more importantly, for educational policy. The Perkins 5 Act aims to increase the quality of technical education within the U.S. in order to help the economy. And where can we find what Perkins 5 has done for us here in California? The California Community College Chancellor's Office website gives an overview of the K-12 Strong Workforce Program, which is grounded in CTE. This program is geared to bridge secondary and post-secondary institutions together through CTE. As well, additional benefits from Perkins 5 can be found in dual enrollment programs. So we are benefiting through this legislation here in California. And I'm sure that a lot of the K-12 CTE instructors could speak to this benefit of these additional funds. California Community College, they also produced positive employment outcome results. They did a survey, gave a survey to previous students, and in 2019, this publication investigated employment outcomes of CTE programs in California community colleges. 3 years of data yielded results that found former students received positive employment outcomes from the training they received in their CTE program. Keep in mind that the training they received is guided with industry-specific curriculum. This leads to February. February is the National CTE Month. This year's Central Valley CTE Month convention was held at the Southern California Education Center, where a mix of politicians, industry leaders, administrators, and CTE educators all came together to discuss the wins, but also to discuss the gaps and how we could bridge those gaps in the future. This is an additional video that speaks to the importance of CTE. This video is Assembly Member Frazier from Oakley, California, and Mr. Frazier speaks about the importance of CTE and his own roots in CTE. Career Technical Education, Making a Difference, an additional video that speaks to the need of CTE and the impact that it has for our students, our communities, as well as our nation. Equity, 10 equity questions to ask about your career technical education program. Are your career technical education programs preparing students for and offer a range of college credit-bearing dual enrollment and for AP courses in science, computer science, math, and the like? So CTE is discussing equity, CTE, and career-focused learning. This is an additional video that speaks to the importance of CTE, and I would play the video, but on this software, Screen-O-Matic screen recorder, it doesn't play the volume well for some reason. So if you would like to watch these videos, I'll send you my curation. Lastly, this is a screenshot. This is a screenshot of a text message from a student in Reedley College's first cohort of the manufacturing maintenance mechanic pathway, the pathway that I steward. I kept this as a reminder to me on sometimes when I have those down days and I think, oh man, and I'll look at emails or I will look at texts that I've received from the members of my first cohort and to pick me up and to remind me why I do what I do. This student, he texted me and said if he could have a little time. And he said, hey, this is Nathan. The funny thing is I already had his name and I already knew who he was. I asked him to give me a few minutes and he said, all right. I didn't answer him in a few minutes, so he just let me know that He received an offer from International Paper, a large corrugated manufacturer that is worldwide, and he's taken the offer. And he wanted to thank me for being a great teacher and teaching me what he needed to know for the real world. Now, I show this because this is why we all teach. We want to engage our students with respect and honesty in order to build that communication so that we could have these conversations. All this is why continued education reform for CTE is necessary. CTE is value-added education, and CTE builds dreams. Thank you for your time.